Hey guys. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's settled. Welcome, welcome. I am really looking forward to this. Let's see if I can, sure I can see my notes so that you guys can hear all the wonderful things about these oils. Okay. Hi, welcome. I am so thrilled that I had a couple of people ask me about doing this oils for dummies class. And like, first of all, please know I do not think anyone here is dumb, but I do think that there is some level of help that comes from knowing that like you can get some really basic beginner info. So I am just going to dive in. I am going to, I thank you so much for being here. And I am just going to jump in and tell just a quick little snippet of how I got started with oils. I remember when I got pregnant with my first child, and she is now, she's 15 and like learning to drive and all the things. So this was ages ago. But when I first got pregnant, I remember that I went to my first doctor's appointment and they handed me this super thick packet with all these neon pages inside that were like, things I shouldn't do, that foods I should stay away from, all these medicines. Like it was list after list of medications to avoid, all of this stuff. Like make sure that you're not using these cleaning products, make sure that you're not, like all of these things. And I was like, wow, like that is pretty intense. And I remember thinking at that point, at whatever, 26 years old, and thinking like, if this stuff is really bad for my baby that is like protected inside my body, then how is this stuff okay for me to be using on a regular basis? Like what shouldn't that be dangerous just for all people if it's dangerous for my baby? And so I just kind of started thinking about it, but that was the thing that like planted the seed in my mind of like, like I wonder if all the things that I've always done just because I've always done them are really good and safe and like healthy. And so we kind of went on with life and whatever, had another baby. And, I had some friends that I was kind of watching do things differently than I did. And so one of them at some point invited me over when my oldest was 3, my now middle was 1, and invited me to come over to her house. And she was like, I've been using these little oils and they're really helping us out. And I would love for you to hear about it because I think that you would really benefit. So I was like, hey, every mom I know on the planet will take all the benefit that they can get, right? Like if something's going to help me mom better, then yes, please. So I went, I learned. I was 100% opposed to ever doing this and talking about it and sharing it with anyone else. But what moms do when they find something that helps them or helps their kids is they tell other moms. And so it just really organically started happening that I started teaching other people about it. And here we are. So I want you to come into this without overwhelm. I do not want you to feel stressed or overwhelmed or like you have to learn everything there is to know today. That's why we're just starting with these super basics. So really quick overview. When we talk about Young Living essential oils, Young Living was started by Gary Young over 30 years ago. He actually traveled all over the world, learning about different plants, talking with farmers, like finding out the properties that were in all of these plants and how to extract those properties out of them. So he wanted to have the top of the line, best, highest quality, the purest, all of the best of the best. And so that is a huge reason that I chose Young Living to buy oils from was because I really appreciate their quality standard. They are a family-owned company still. They are beyond organic. They buy when they go to buy land for a new farm to like grow new plants to make new oils, the land cannot have had pesticides, anything like that. Like they're super, super stringent to they call it their seed to seal promise, which is like from the time the seed goes in the ground until the seal goes on the bottle, they know every single thing that touches that oil. And so you can always trust that it's really, really like the highest quality, most pure oils that you're using. There's no additives. They're safe to use on your skin and even safe to ingest. because of that high level of purity. That's not true about like the oils that you're seeing at Target or at Sprouts or whatever. They have a lot of additives and things, solvents that are used to help extract the oils and things like that. And we don't use anything like that. So, another reason that I really love using Young Living is that because every time I buy them, I get to support a friend. It's like buying local, shopping small, getting to support other moms and friends that are, building these businesses and using the money that they earn to, pay for their kids' soccer uniform and, pay for piano lessons or pay for them to go to school somewhere or whatever. And so I love the idea of getting to support that. Um, so grateful that you guys are here to learn today. Okay. I am going to keep this as simple as possible. If you have questions, feel free to message me or ask them in the chat or whatever. I'll try to keep my eyes on that. So basically, an essential oil is the part of the plant that protects it from disease, from harm. It's like the lifeblood of the plant. It's what helps to defend the plant. It's the part that keeps it healthy and balanced and helps the plant to thrive, whatever might come up against it. So, surprise, we actually use essential oils every single day. You might not be aware of the places that these have kind of snuck into your lifestyle, but they are in things like your toothpaste. They are in laundry detergents, candies. Like when you have a peppermint candy, that is peppermint from peppermint essential oils. And so it's so interesting how much that exists in our culture that we're just not aware that that's what it came from. They are they're in your laundry soap, your deodorant, your shampoo a lot of the time. Anything that's kind of fragrance usually has some form of essential oils, but they are usually the synthetic form. Young Living oils are pure, like we talked about, distilled from plants, and they still contain the hormones, immunity, scents, and the essence of each oil. So it's a really sensitive process they go to create these to make sure that all of those medical properties and all of those constituents stay intact so that we get all the health benefits that we get. That is also why if you're somebody who maybe you think I tried oils and they didn't work. I tried, lavender and it didn't work. I tried this and it didn't work. But a lot of times people will grab those from, like I said, Sprouts or Target or, wherever and try them out. And because they are synthetic and because they have all those additives, you're not going to get the same results that you'll get from these really pure ones. So, how to actually use oils. Whenever I grab a bottle of oil to use, let's see, what do I have here? Peppermint. Whenever I grab a bottle of oil, you can use it three ways. Super simple. You're going to use it topically, which means putting it on your skin. You're going to use it aromatically, which can really be as simple as this, which is just opening the bottle and smelling it and breathing it in. A lot of people like to put a little bit in the palm of their hand and cup their hand over their nose to be able to breathe it that way. Or you can use it internally, which would be if I took this and dropped it under my tongue or put some on my finger and swabbed it in the inside of my cheek. Or we have empty vegetable capsules that you can get, and you can fill the little vegetable capsules with oils and take them just like a pill. You want to make sure that you take it with food if you do that, because they are potent. But any of our oils can be used all three of those ways. Super simple. That's it. So, so easy. Whenever you are applying oils topically and using them directly on your skin, a great place to start is on the bottoms of your feet. It's not a sensitive area, especially for little kids. This is a place where they're not going to say it's, too hot. Like peppermint is a pretty spicy oil, and so you can kind of give that tingly feeling. And so my kids, when they were little, would say it's hot, it's hot. But if I put it on the bottoms of their feet, they don't respond that way because the bottoms of your feet aren't sensitive that way, If you ever get oils on a part of your skin where they do feel hot like this, or your kids are complaining that they feel hot, you can actually just add a fatty oil to it. You don't want to rinse with water because oil and water, right? Water is just going to spread it around more. But you can use a fatty oil like a coconut oil or olive oil, or we have one that from Young Living that's called V6 oil. And you can just add a little bit of that on top and rub it in, and it will dilute it and help to calm that sensation. I love the way that that feels. Like if I'm going to use my peppermint oil, I just use it straight from the bottle. I'll put a little bit on my fingertip. I'll put it on my temples. It helps so much with focus. It's great for headaches, like all of those things. I love that icy hot sensation on my skin because then like it's working, it's doing things. Like I need that. Um, so you can apply them diluted if you want to with those fattier oils, or you can just apply them straight from the bottle. So either way is right. There's no wrong way to do it. Just know that when you're diluting, you don't have to go bananas with the dilution ratio that you're using. So if I was diluting my peppermint oil just now, I would have just used like a pea-sized amount of, let's say, coconut oil in the palm of my hand, put a couple drops of peppermint, kind of rubbed it around, and then put it on wherever I was going to put it on. So it doesn't have to be like, one drop of peppermint oil and like a cup of coconut oil. You know what I mean? So obviously we want to be careful with that with little ones and sensitive skin and that type of thing because everybody's skin is different. But you can use them however you are comfortable. When we are using oils aromatically, breathing them in, inhaling them, the molecules actually enter your nose and are absorbed into your bloodstream. That is a great starting point. That is a quick and easy way to get so many benefits, especially for things like anxiety and stress. Anytime that you are feeling emotional, overwhelmed, any of those things, just grabbing a bottle of oil and just breathing it in or putting it, on your hands and cupping your hands and taking 5 deep breaths, things like that, like can really reset your emotions and your nervous system. And so when we're feeling super overwhelmed or stressed in those moments, that's a great way to reset because what happens is as we're breathing those in, they actually go straight to the limbic system in your brain, which is the part that houses like memory, blood pressure, heart rate, like all of those things that get really amped up when you're feeling anxious. And so that's a really great, it's a really great, like quick way to access and calm all those systems down. It's actually the only thing that you can do, like using your sense of smell is the only way to directly access your limbic system. And so even if like you were to take a medication to calm you down, it can't access all of those things. So this is actually quicker and more beneficial than even trying to use a medication to calm down. So you can also, when we're looking at aromatic use, like breathing them in, you can also diffuse them in a diffuser, which I'm sure you guys are familiar with at this point. We like to add, I mean, in our like living room, that's like a big room, we'll use 15 drops of oil in a diffuser and run it for several hours. In a smaller room, like a bedroom, we'll use like maybe 5 to 10, depending on what oil we're using and how strong we want it to smell or what benefits we're wanting from it. So you can just kind of play with that and see what you like most. When using oils internally, like taking it in a capsule or dropping it under your tongue, you are getting like the most benefit from every drop. It's like your whole body can soak that up. You can drop oils under your tongue. You can swab them inside your cheek, like I said, or you can add them to the capsules to swallow. So that's the best ways to use them internally. Okay, now I'm going to do a quick run through of about a dozen of our most popular oils. So these are the most common ones that we reach for all the time. I've been doing this for 12 years, using these products for 12 years, and I still reach for these all the time. We used some this morning for my daughter. I used some this morning on myself. So this list is a really great starting line. We have hundreds that you can choose from, but I love this starter bundle because it comes with so many that are really versatile and help you to hit a lot of points with just this bundle. So it's really affordable. And even if, like, once you become a customer, you can also reorder the discounted bundle anytime to restock what you need. And it comes with a diffuser, so you get bonus diffuser. It's awesome. So we'll start with lavender. Lavender is like probably the number one oil that people think of when they think of essential oils. It is calming. It's like the grandma, like how does your grandmother make you feel if you think about memories of your grandmother or think about how, how people feel about grandmothers? They're just so soothing and calming and chill and like comforting. Um, it is amazing for skin, really great for skin issues, really great to put on before bedtime or take a bath with some Epsom salts and lavender, things like that. It's also amazing for allergies. You guys, I am in North Texas and we have crazy stuff going on right now for spring, and being able to drop a drop of lavender under my tongue tastes like a bouquet and it's horrible, but it will stop like the sneezing and the itchy, watery eyes so fast every time. Lemon is the next one we're going to talk about. That was my very first favorite oil. I love it so much because it is so bright and so mood lifting. Like it really just lifts the boost your mood. It's also really cleansing to your body. So one thing that I like to do that's really simple is I'll use a glass of water in the mornings and add a drop or two of lemon oil to it and maybe some sea salt or something too, and drink that first thing in the morning. But it's really supportive to your liver, really cleansing to your liver and just to your body overall. And so make sure if you're going to add any of your oils to a glass of water like that, peppermint is another great one to do it that with, that you are using glass. If you put oils into plastic bottles, our oils are actually potent enough that they will break down the plastic and you will be drinking pieces of your water bottle instead of your pure, oily water that you're wanting to drink. Lemon is also amazing for it's like a natural goo gone. So we'll put a couple of drops of lemon on things that we're trying to get like sticky goo off of surfaces, and it comes right off every time. It's awesome. You can use it to clean like a crayon off your wall to, add to your water, like I said, and it's really good for your respiratory system also. Peppermint, which I talked about a little bit a second ago, it's the one that happens to be here on my desk with me, it gives that icy hot feeling of relief. I love to use it on like sore muscles, things like that. Or if I have a headache, I will sometimes take the bottle and even just drop it like on the crown of my head and kind of rub the oils in up there because that icy hot feeling is so great and lasts like a half hour. And then I just do it again. Um, it is one that you want to keep away from eyes because it is like a hot, spicy. Y'all, this was the first oil that I ever used when I got my kit, and I was congested. And my friend told me, she was like, "Oh yeah, put it like maybe on your sinuses and it will help." We were all beginners learning this together. And I swiped it like this, and it like I had to keep my eyes closed for like 20 minutes because the fumes of it were so strong. So definitely don't use it around your eyes. I will testify to that for sure. Keep it away from the eyes, but it's great to use, head, neck tension. Diffuse it like when your kids are doing schoolwork or when you are working hard on something. It's really great for focus and memory. So, anytime that if you have like a test coming up, or if you are, hard at work on something or want to focus while you're cleaning house or whatever, it is great for just helping you to focus and remember what you're doing. Okay, next, really quickly, frankincense. Frankincense is the number one oil for all things skin. I have heard, honestly, countless stories of people who will visit their dermatologist, have concerns about a spot, use frankincense on it daily for, whatever, a month, and watch it actually disappear completely and heal. Frankincense is so healing and actually helps healthy cells to regenerate. And so we have seen over and over where that has done amazing things for people's skin. It is really great for like boosting your mental clarity too. You can put a drop under your tongue and it's really calming and grounding and helps you to focus. There's a ton of research actually on it. There's a lot around all of these oils, but frankincense is one that is great to look up. You can go to pubmed.com, or maybe it's .gov, and look up all of the scientific studies that have been done with frankincense about cancer, about all different things. And it is really, really fascinating to see the results that they're seeing. Frankincense is one that you don't want to be without. It is very like overall wellness boosting. Okay, thieves. I'm sure you have heard of thieves. Sorry about the dinging. I don't know. Let me turn my notifications off. Okay. So Thieves is our defender. It is one of Young Living's most popular blends, great to diffuse any time that you have been exposed to illness because you guys, has been scientifically studied and proven to eliminate 95% of airborne germs within 10 minutes. So when you put that in your diffuser and diffuse it for 10 minutes, it has already eliminated 95% of the germs in the air in that room, which is wild to me. So just think how much more potent it is if you're putting it on the bottoms of your feet or rubbing it, like on your chest or whatever. We love to do so many things with these. I love to put a couple of drops because it has like that cinnamon clove kind of vibe. And so I love to make like a cup of hot tea if I have a sore throat and put a couple of drops of thieves in it and let that coat my throat because I know it's boosting my immunity and helping my body to heal. And it's also has like those numbing properties that feel so good on your throat. So very warm, very cozy, and just really, really beneficial for your immune system. Copaiba is another one of the oils that is in this kit and one of our most popular. It is highly anti-inflammatory, really amazing for any type of inflammation. It supports the body's natural response to injury and irritation. So your body is naturally going to try to like calm down those things, and Copaiba just goes in and is like, let me take it to the next level. Let's calm all the things. You can, that's another great one. I actually wrote this down. It's another great one for adding it to like with your thieves to the hot tea because it's so anti-inflammatory that when you're feeling that inflammation in your throat, it helps to calm that down. You can apply it to blemishes, skin irritations, and it is amazing for teething babies. I used this with my two youngest. Anytime that they were cutting teeth or anything like that, I would just put a little bit of Copaiba straight on my finger and rub it on their gums. And it brought so much relief every time because it's anti-inflammatory. And so it's calming all of that down for them and so safe. And it has a really, really mild, bland flavor. So it's not anything that's going to feel like taste spicy to them. So it's a really, really great mom hack. Digize is the next one we're going to look at. We have just a handful more. Digize you can use anytime for any type of tummy trouble. It is going to support your digestive system working normally, which means that if it's not working normally, it's going to get it back to that place. I hate the smell of this oil. You guys, this blend smells terrible. It has like fennel, it smells like licorice. I mean, it is not my favorite at all, but I reach for it often because we see results with it every single time we use it. It is incredibly quick to work. And we just take the Digize and I'll put 2 or 3 drops in my hand and just rub it all over the abdomen. Really easy to do for kids. You can even drop it in their belly button, which my kids always thought when they were little was so like funny to drop it in their belly button. And so it's really, really helpful for stomach bugs and all those things, which, if you're a parent, then keeping those things on hand is so important because the last thing you want to do is be faced with something like that and not have what you need. So Digize is one that is on, like I place a monthly order every month because I get points back to spend on free things and all this stuff. And Digize stays like in my in my orders regularly because it's one that I will not be without. It's also a great one to take in a capsule because it smells horrible and because that way you're directly targeting your digestive system because that capsule is going to go right where it's needed. Panaway is the next one we're going to talk about. Actually used to be called Pain Away, but just all these things. They had to change the name. And it is the same deal as we were talking about with the peppermint, where it has that really icy hot feeling. Panaway is really amazing for like joint pain, muscle pain, knee pain, tension in your neck and head. It is fantastic for any type of pain relief or tension that you have in the body. Great for sore muscles, great for back aches, headaches. I love to put the starter kit that you get comes with a couple of little roller tops. I thought I had one of those in here, but I don't know where it went. Somebody was using it, I guess, but it has like where you can take this top off and put a little roller ball on the top so that you can just roll it on. And so Panaway is one that I always put roller tops on because it just feels so good to like massage it into all the places that you need it. So Citrus Fresh is next, just a couple more. Citrus Fresh is a blend of just a bunch of different citrus oils. So it's like grapefruit and different types of orange and things like that. So as you would imagine, it smells incredible and is so uplifting. If it is, we love to diffuse this one if it's like a gray, cloudy day, everybody's kind of tired, having trouble staying focused and that type of thing. The Citrus Fresh is great for just kind of boosting the mood and helping everything to smell really clean and lovely, even if it's not clean and lovely. Great for freshening the air. Great to put like a drop or two on a paper towel and stick it in the bottom of your trash can so that it helps kind of overtake whatever other odors might be in there. Raven is our respiratory bestie. So Raven um, is a blend of eucalyptus oils. It also has wintergreen and some great things like that. And what it does is it works as an expectorant in your system. You may remember that word just from, being in and out of doctor's offices. I know I grew up as a kid, I had chronic coughs where I would get these horrible coughs that lasted weeks on end, and they would always prescribe me an expectorant to help me get all the stuff that had settled in my chest and get that out. And that's also really great to have on hand for kids because a lot of times when they're little, they have such a hard time kind of coughing and getting the stuff out that needs to come out. And so Raven is a great one to apply on their chest. It does have the wintergreen in it that's a little bit spicier. And so we do usually dilute that on little ones if we're putting it on the chest. And but that it's a really unique blend of oils that really helps to kick respiratory issues so much. It's a great one to put in your diffuser. It just helps to get all of the junk that gets stuck in our systems moving and out. And it's also great with all that eucalyptus for opening up your airways. Three more. Okay, Stress Away is our favorite for all the stress-free things. Because zero people are stress-free, right? And so we need something to help. I keep this one in my purse and put it on like before we go into Target, before we go into the grocery store, all of these things. But it's just it's a great one to grab and just inhale for that kind of nervous system reset feeling. It has vanilla in it, which is really, really lovely. And it's just really calming to your whole system. Really great in the diffuser. I love to mix a few drops of Stress Away with a few drops of peppermint because it kind of gives that vanilla mint aroma that is really like peaceful, but also kind of alert, kind of makes you feel more alert. Valor is one of my hands down all-time favorites. It is like the weighted blanket of essential oils. So if you struggle with anxiety, or maybe you have a kid that struggles with stress or anxiety, Valor is the nervous system reset button. So we love to take it and put it on our wrists, kind of like a perfume, and press our wrists together and hold them there because you can just really feel that soak into your bloodstream, feel it really like go in and talk to your cells and tell them like, calm down. It's okay. Like Valor is amazing for instilling feelings of courage and helping your nervous system to calm down when it needs to. It's actually comes from a blend of oils that was used by Roman soldiers, and they would put those oils on all of the Roman soldiers before they would go into battle, which I think is really, really amazing. So to me, if it was good enough for them, I'm good. Also, it's really great for helping your body stay in alignment. So, if you are somebody who maybe gets chiropractic adjustments and things like that, then Valor is great to apply after that because it just helps your body to hold the adjustment that you've been given. Okay, last up, peace and calming. Peace and calming is amazing for all the calming things. So if you have a kiddo who maybe is in a tantrum moment, if you have a teenager who might be in a tantrum moment, if you are in a tantrum moment, all of these things, peace and calming is a great way to just kind of like take a deep breath, calm all the things. It's a great one to diffuse at night when during bedtime to kind of set the vibe. And one thing that I love about all of this is like we started using these when my kids were really little, and we had specific oils that we would, put on them before bed. Peace and calming was one, and put in their diffuser at bedtime. And now, like my older kids will come in and say, if I diffuse that or whatever, and they'll say, "Oh, this makes me think of when I was little and you used to tuck me in and, snuggle with me before bed." And I love that that is like a memory that's tied to that for them, that they could go and smell that anytime and like bring up all those memories. And it's such a comforting scent to them. Like, what a gift to give them that they can access that for the rest of forever. Um, Peace and calming is also really incredible for things like restless leg syndrome. I had restless leg syndrome horribly a while back, and anytime that I would lay down or sit, it was really difficult to deal with. And I started putting peace and calming, just 2 or 3 drops on each leg, and it would just literally go away within minutes. It's huge, huge help for things like that. Um, but it can help a lot with just big moods, big feelings, helping to process those things, calm down enough to be able to, get your words going and figure out where you need to move next. Okay, really quickly, a couple of tips for starting out. I'm going to run through these tips for starting out and then talk a little bit about this bundle and the deals that you can get, and then we will be done. So, some tips for starting out, some things that I did not know when I started that I wish I had known. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed again. Like when you get sick and you've got, like, say you order your box and then somebody gets sick and you're like, okay, I have this box of stuff, but I have no idea what to actually do with it to help, right? So what do we actually do? When we are fighting something and seeing specific symptoms, we choose the oils that we want to use, set a timer, and use them often. So, say I had a headache. So maybe I grab my peppermint and maybe my copaiba or my Panaway. Put two or three of those, just set them next to me on my desk while I'm working. And I'm going to set a timer. I'm going to put them all on. And then I'm going to set a timer for about 15 minutes and I'm going to do it again because since they are all natural, they work in our body like a lock and key. So they come in and just unlock and they're like, okay, start the healing process. Like, let's start to feel better. But our bodies know what to do with them. So our bodies assimilate them and kind of go through them really quickly because they're so easy for our bodies to use. And so what happens is we need to set a timer and be able to put them on again in about 15 minutes. We usually do 15 to 30 minutes. And so as a mom, yes, I do really understand that if you're dealing with a sick kiddo, setting a timer and putting oils on them every 15 to 30 minutes feels like a big commitment. It's a lot. But y'all, I cannot tell you how many times I have seen us do this and commit to, like, okay, for the next hour, I'm going to do every 15 minutes and we're going to see how you're doing after that. And every time we start to see improvement, and we'll stretch it a little bit more as we start to see improvement. We might do every 15 minutes for a couple of hours and then stretch it to like every half hour. You can also get a bonus add-on that is like a rose ointment. It's like this little salve, and you can layer the oils like on the bottoms of the feet and then put that rose ointment on top and maybe put some socks on over that. And that will extend the time between applications because it helps it to absorb a little bit slower. So that's a great way to you kind of give yourself a mom break. You can add a drop or two, like we talked about, to a drink, to your Ningxia Red, which I haven't even talked about. That's like our antioxidant drink, or to a glass of water. You want to, you can put them in capsules. You have so many options. Like, that's the beauty of this, is that you don't have to feel like you don't know what to do anymore. When somebody gets sick, when somebody is dealing with stress, when somebody is anxious, when anybody in your house has a need, you have something you can do. You don't have to feel helpless. You don't have to feel like, oh, I need to make an appointment and that's going to take a couple of weeks and whatever. Or you don't have to go and spend $50 on a copay for the doctor to tell you it needs to run its course, because you have things on hand that are actually antiviral and have amazing properties that can help to move the sickness along a lot faster. So, a lot of the things that we talked about today, the thieves oil, several others, are like antiviral, antibacterial, all of these things. And so using those can really help the body to recover so much faster. Diffusing is also great to do anytime that you're fighting something or starting to feel sick. Pop those oils in the diffuser and get those benefits too, because that is takes 2 minutes and then you get benefits for hours. It's also going to benefit you a lot more if you're swapping that and using your diffuser instead of, and making it replace your like candles, plugins, any toxic synthetic air fresheners like that are messing with your respiratory system and your hormones. So my time runs out in like 6 minutes. So really quickly, I'm going to tell you all the oils that we talked about today come in the premium starter bundle. The cost of that is $165. It is a $477 value. But they deeply discount it for people to have a really great entry level point. It comes with a diffuser. It comes with all of the oils that I talked about. It comes with a couple of sample packs of our Ningxia Red drink, which this is amazing for everybody. Your kids can drink it. You can drink it. So incredible. Great for wellness. Pop it in the fridge and use it the next time somebody gets sick, or just drink it as you need it. If you are a brand new customer, you can get 10% off of your first time order with a code. So if you decide that you want to do that, just message me and I can send you the code and you can go ahead and send you a link where you can just grab exactly what you need. If there's anything specific, maybe that we didn't even talk about today, that you're thinking like, okay, we have this one need that you didn't really address. I don't know if oils could help with that. Like just ask because we I have seen things resolved and seen people get the results they were hoping for so many times when they didn't even know that we had something that could help with that. So just always ask, because we have so many things that could help. So, okay. So you'll also get the diffuser. You'll get the a couple of packets of the Ningxia Red. You get a sanitizer, like a Thieves hand sanitizer that y'all it smells so good. A couple of the little roller tops to add to whichever oils that you want to. And then it also gets you a wholesale membership. So what that means is for the following year after that, any purchases that you make, you get to make at the wholesale price, which is great. It's 24% off at retail, and that is a fantastic deal. So the you'll want to make sure that you place your first order as what's called a loyalty rewards order. And that means that you will earn points back on that to be able to spend on free products. A loyalty rewards is our program that um, just basically rewards you for shopping. I have a rewards order that's set up to go through every single month, and I get to pick what day it processes each month. I get to pick what products go into it each month, so I can empty out my whole cart every month and then like refill it with what we need. So I'm not getting excess of things I don't need and stuff like that. I love to get like my vitamins, my laundry soap. I've basically just switched over what used to be like my Target budget, and now it all goes to Young Living. And I get, all of our vitamins, all of our supplements, all of our, personal care stuff like lotions, shampoos, all of our, baby wash, all of those things come straight to my doorstep, and I don't have to go to Target, which is awesome. So you don't have to join loyalty rewards, but it is a fantastic way to get things for free and a really budget friendly way for you to get what you need and have what you need when you need it. So I really appreciate you guys being here today. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and ask. I am here and would love, love, love to help. So I will talk to y'all later. Thanks for hanging out.